Oh boy. Is that the Chinese PC with the Chinese CPU sent by a Chinese friend during the Chinese Ramadan?
Yes, it is the Chinese PC with the Chinese CPU sent by my Chinese friend during the Chinese Ramadan.
And Chinese PC with the Chinese CPU sent by a Chinese friend during the Chinese Ramadan came with the Chinese distro and Chinese user account that I can log into.
You should call your Chinese friend who gave you the Chinese PC with the Chinese CPU during the Chinese Ramadan.
Yeah, I'm calling him right now.
蛇
Hey, yo, my chica.
創世
Do you
記
know the password?
內容分為咗兩大部分，
Like the...
以12支
No,
都
it's for the PC
就
that
係
you gave
接
me.
受死
Yeah,
亡，
the Zhao Xing one.
同埋
What?
都為成本聖經
Wait,
嘅
what do you mean?
亞伯拉罕
What do you mean you don't know?
放棄生命呢份禮物。
Wait, where did you even get it? Hello? Welp, time to crack password, I guess.
Shouldn't be that hard, right? It's not like there's full disk encryption.
Well, yeah, I was just playing XC4, but for some reason I could not boot up Fedora Live CD nor Gparted. Apparently, the CPU designed by the Chinese CP doesn't play well with Western Linux distros.
I've never installed GNU/Linux.
Windows PE booted fine, but I couldn't turn roots with it. So I looked up the Chinese internet, and apparently you can just reset the password by clicking this button here.
Why don't you just click it?
Because I'll have to log in with my phone number, and I don't want the kanji boys to dox me.
Also, allowing a remote reset on a local account is just terrible security design.
Amen and a women. I didn't have much of an opinion when the Australian TTS covered the security practice of the deeping team back then. I definitely do now. In the People's Republic, the SIPA watches you.
Another method mentioned was to change the grab arguments, which didn't work.
There's also the official recovery tool, but I can't download it because there were a bunch of segregationists.
The final solution to the Chinese question was to use the installer image of UOS and root from there. UOS actually uses AV partitioning similar to Android, which is quite interesting.
So what's in the PC?
Behind me is an empty user account. There is absolutely nothing here. What a waste of my fucking time.
I tried to use Debian, but I couldn't get a GPU driver to work even after patching the kernel module. Status problems require status solutions. Today, I am thrilled to announce that I've officially pivoted to Ubuntu, leveraging proprietary blob agility to drive real results. Hashtag innovation,
Shut the fuck up.
As a side tangent, you might know there's a Chinese version of Ubuntu called Ubuntu Kirin, and Kirin means giraffe in Japanese. But it doesn't mean the same thing in Chinese, which is a bit silly because Kirin as a name for giraffe originated in China.
So what is giraffe in Chinese?
It's
长颈鹿
which literally means oh, stand down.
Stop.
Unfortunately, the GPU driver developed by the neo-Marxist Oakloid communists doesn't have Wayland support. I also couldn't get the XBK to work because the driver only supports OpenGL, which, like you, is getting increasingly dated. But hey, at least you can still do basic web browsing.
They're a little dinosaur. They're a little green dinosaur guy with a little K on his little kerchief there.
Jalsi isn't a standard x86 chip, so I tried to use the instruction fuzzer originally developed by Christopher Gomez to find the undocumented instructions. He did a very cool talk on this, by the way, even though the actual code he wrote was not as great.
I mean, it's just for a conference.
Conference code. The original implementation was in Python 2, so I'm using a Python 3 fork. Also, because I'm high on my AI psychosis right now, I vibe ported to Rust.
What did you get?
Hardware bug is what I got. When it gets to a range around the C3 prefix, the process locks up, which doesn't happen on any of my other x86 systems. But because I'm low-key not a hardware person, I'm not gonna investigate further. However, in case you're interested, the link to my fork and the partial scan are in the description down below.
Is that it?
Well, just because we're not gonna investigate the undocumented instructions doesn't mean that we're not gonna investigate the non-standard instructions. Zhaoxing has hardware acceleration for the Chinese SM cryptography.
So what does this SM do?
It does, cryptography. SM2 is an elliptic curve-based public key algorithm, which does make it better than RSA. SM3 is a SHA-2 style hash function, and SM4 is an AES style block cipher. SM1 is partially classified, but we know it's another block cipher.
But why do they call them the same? You could literally have an entire cryptography 101 just talking about the SM family.
True, Dayo. Well, if you spell SM backwards, it's MS, and I call that IP theft. I wrote a small Rust program to benchmark the hardware acceleration for SM3 and SM4, and here's the result. Honestly, it low-key makes me want to make an SM4-based cryptocurrency. What else? Oh yeah, the Blender benchmark. Because I have no personality and I must LARP. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Solirio app right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, hit the notification bell. Yeah.